Yeah, so just to walk you through the whole creative process, I think it's been an interesting journey in terms of just thinking of the idea, conceptualizing it. So the text does talk of the potter and the image of the pottery and just trying to communicate that message through pictures in the context of Zimbabwe and in the context of our local settings. So yeah, like I shared in the past, it's been a journey. Trying to think of the ideas of how can I do that? How can I share that? And obviously, the first thing was to just go literal and look for pottery and people making vessels, whatever it is, cups, and shoot in that context. But I felt it's too literal, and besides, I mean, not many of us relate with that on an everyday basis. It's not many of us actually exposed to pottery, and it's a beautiful thing. And so yeah, part of me was thinking, let me just leave that. And the second sort of idea that I've also been conceptualizing and working with is the whole idea of, I think, somebody who's baking and is making something, or she's making something, and she's making some very gorgeous cakes, and she's making this beautiful lovely cakes, and the whole process of just from the sieving of the flour to just making the dough, kneading the dough, and producing this beautiful um, art or piece of art, all that. So yeah, it's on paper it sounds like a great concept. Actually, I love it, but I just don't feel like it. Yeah, I think it'll make a good idea, but yeah, I just don't feel like it. So I've been racing in my mind around those. My mind actually has been racing and trying to think around the concept and how I will shoot with from beginning to end. So yeah, refining the concepts. Yeah, so I think a few days ago I just also started thinking about, as I was driving past some building, and guys were building, and some brickwork and some broken bricks, which looked more like just rubble. And I thought, yeah, I mean, this would be a concept that I would love to communicate. It does speak to the concept of making this beautiful thing out of rubble, out of, broken pieces. And which is more the concept of, the potter uses our lives. Broken is there to bring this perfect imperfection, these pieces of imperfection bringing out this beautiful piece of work. And I got excited about the whole, yeah, aspect of, building walls, building buildings, beautiful buildings from these broken pieces of. I don't know if the concept is going to work better than the baking concept, and but I'm kind of liking it, so I'm just gonna go with it. Yeah, yeah. Well, I'll try it out and see what we can get. So I'm thinking around the concept of the lighting, also bringing in the light. Thinking of sunset. I love sunset, so I'm thinking shooting around sunset to just also give this ambient, beautiful light around the whole concept, and focusing on maybe the bricks themselves with the background of just the beautiful brickwork or building, whatever it is. So I'll look into it and yeah, go shooting and see what we can get. I'm liking this idea. Sometimes it's the gut feeling. Go for it. So yeah, the concept keeps on evolving. I mean, from shooting some brickwork, beautiful brickwork, yeah, that I've seen. So I'm still thinking of this perfect imperfection kind of theme to say, you know what? At the end of the day, God is the potter. He molds us into this beautiful piece. And like I initially had three thought processes run through. The first one was just the whole concept of a potter and just the clay being molded into something beautiful. And the second concept was this concept of just the backer, just shooting the door and in that process. And the third one, recently I've been thinking about, just how we build this amazing buildings and brickwork, and how sometimes there's not so perfect blocks and building pieces, and like bricks, are just united and brought together and to build this beautiful piece of building, and this beautiful artwork and whatever it is. So yeah, I mean, honestly, it's been a difficult one. Just trying to find the theme that I can use to portray this perfect imperfection, how God molds us into this, you know, and part of restarting the process is actually what God does. Sometimes the potter, starts and realizes, no, it's not coming out. Let me do it again, and yeah, I don't know how. I think God, when He was building us, or when He was making us, it was quite perfect. Yeah, He saw everything perfect, and yeah, but just trying to bring this concept of how can imperfection at the end of the day become perfection. Tough, but anyway, here we are. I'll see if this works, and yeah, we keep on iterating and see what works. Yeah, so I've been brainstorming on just how we can shoot the concept of, you know God the Father as the potter, and how we as human beings reflect much of what God does as the potter. It's been interesting. So one of the concepts has been to work with pottery, and in literal sense, just get the potter, her concept from there. And yeah, it's too literal. And yeah, I mean, I just wanted to reflect the same concept, but in a different way. And one thing that comes to mind is how we have a lot of construction in and around the city, and yeah, it does portray a little bit of how we build beautiful buildings, beautiful places, beautiful homes, and how the city is built up from just these common bricks. And so I'm going to try that concept with the bricks, and see where it takes us to. I'm running through three concepts. So there's the pottery, there's baking, and concept of the door is we build and mold this, because with building and all that, I think the concept of being made into this beautiful piece of art, and how we can have the imperfect, or rather the imperfect perfection, is just amazing. So I'm just going to try and have a sunset shot of some bricks, just to remove the obvious, you know, kind of brick there, but try to sync it with beautiful lighting, sunset lighting, and hopefully we get some wall effect there. If it doesn't work out, well, try something else. Yeah, this has been particularly a challenge, and the concept and all that. But yeah, we'll see what we can do. to see where it takes us to.